Hello friends, welcome back. This is Amit from Magnet, and today we are going to create this nice environment design inside Unreal Engine 5.5.4. So first take a look what we are going to create today. So first I open my Unreal Engine from Epic Game Launcher, and I have 5.5.4 version here. Just click on this launch button here and I choose this games mode here. Then I select this third person template and here I click on the starter content and name my project as tutorial and click on this create button here. And after open my Unreal Engine, first I'm going to create a new level. So I go to the file and go to the new level and select empty level here and click on this create. Then we're going to quickly set up our lighting. So we go to the window, then we go to this environment light mixer and click on this create skylight, create directional light, create sky atmosphere, create volumetric cloud and create height fog. Then we go down here and activate the volumetric fog from here. Just click over here. Then we close this window. Then we're going to create a landscape for our scene. So we go to the selection mode, go to the landscape. And we don't need to change anything here. Just click on this create. Then we back to our selection mode. So we go to the landscape mode option here and select the selection. And now we're going to put a material over our landscape. So we go to the starter content here, go to the materials, and here you can get some materials. So I'm going to use this one, which is the A metal rust. Just select this material. Then we select our landscape. Then we go to its details panel here. And we go down and here you will find this option called this landscape material and the slot here. So we're going to drag this material over this material slot. So this is our landscape. So this is very basic, and now we're going to do some sculpting over our landscape. But before we do the sculpting, we're going to put a mannequin over here so we can understand the actual size. So we go to this characters folder, then we go to this mannequins folder, go to the mesh. And from here, we can put a mannequin over here. So we use this one, just drag it over here. And now we're going to do some sculpting to our scene. So for this, we go to the selection mode button here and select the landscape mode again. And make sure that you select this sculpt mode here and also select this sculpt tool here. And now we're going to put some values over here. But before we do that, we're going to decrease the brush size. So we come over here, that is a brush settings. We're going to decrease the size here and also increase the brush fall off all the way 1 here. Okay, and now we're going to do some values. So we press and hold the shift key over the keyboard here and then we just click. So we can make this brush downward here. Then we're going to select this flatten tool here and we select this height. And then we just flat this height here. Okay, so we make our landscape like this and we also doing some correction later on. But for now, we make this area like this. And now we go back to our selection mode. So we go to this landscape mode and select the selection. Okay, and now we're going to save our level. So we go to the file and click on this save all. And here we're going to name our level as tutorial and click on this save. And now we're going to download the asset which we need to build the entire environment. So for this, we go to the Fab Marketplace. So I go to the window and click on this Fab. So I'm going to use this environment pack from Quixel called this Dark Ruin Megascan Sample. And once you download the project, you will find this file called this Dark Ruins Megascan Sample. Just double click to open this. And we don't need to open this project file. Just click on this content folder here. And we're going to copy all of these files and folder to our actual project. So we select all of this from here by pressing Ctrl and A. And then we just copy all this. Then we're going to paste all this asset to our actual project file. And in order to navigate our actual project file very easily, we go to open our Epic Game Launcher and then we find our actual project file. And in this case, this is called this tutorial here. Then just right click on it and click on this show in folder. So this is our actual project directory. Then we go to this content folder, just double click to open. And here we're going to paste all of this asset. So just right click and paste. And after copy, we get all this asset over our content drawer here. And if you have this warning, just click on this import. And now we're going to put a water area over here. So for this, we're going to create a plane, and on this plane, we're going to put the water material. So for this, we go to this box option here, go to the shapes and click on this plane. And we're going to increase the scale of this plane. So we select this plane here. Then we go to its details panel. And in the scale option, we're going to enable the uniform scale switch here. And then we're going to increase the scale. So we put a value maybe 600 here. So we can cover all this area here. And then we're going to bring this plane a little bit down here. Okay, like this. And now we're going to put the water material here. So we go to this content folder here. Then we go to this materials folder and we go to this custom. And here from we can get this water material. So we're going to use this one. So we select our plane model here. Then we go to its details panel and go down to this material slot. And then we're going to drag this material over here. Okay. So in that way, you can see that it put this water material over this plane and it look really amazing. And now we're going to change some setting of this material. So we're going to open this water material from here. And we're going to change the water color. So we go to this option called this single layer water parameters. Just expand this option here. Then we go to the water absorption tab. We go to open this color wheel. And we're going to change the color from here. So maybe we're going to put this color over here. So our water look very bluish here like this. And once you're satisfied, just click on this OK. And also save all these settings from here. And then we minimize this window. And now we're going to create a cliff over here. So for this, we go to this content folder here. And then we're going to put a filter for the static meshes. So we go to this 3-line option and we select this filter called this static mesh. So in that way, we will get all the static meshes in a single place here. So we go down and we're going to use this cliff asset here. So we're going to bring it over here. And as you can see that this asset is quite big. So we're going to decrease the scale. So we press R and we're going to decrease the scale like this. Okay. And then we're going to place it over here. So we're going to rotate this cliff like this. And we place it over here. And as you can see that the lights are leaking from behind this asset. So we're going to fix this. So we select this asset. Then we go to its details panel here. And then we go down to open this material here. Just double click to open. Then we go down here. We go to this material properties override. Just expand these options. Then we go to this two-sided option here. Activate this and also enable this. And then we're going to save these settings. Then we minimize this window. And now we're going to place this asset over here. So as you can see that if we come over here, we place our cliff over here. Maybe we're going to place it little bit behind here. So like this. and also we rotate this. Okay, and now we're going to duplicate this asset multiple times. So we press and hold the Alt key and just drag this axis to duplicate this asset here. Okay, so as you can see that we arrange those clips like this, and now we're going to extend our water area also. So we go to our landscape mode again, and then we're going to hide this water plane. So we go to this outliner section, and in the search bar we type for plane, and we're going to hide this plane for now. And then we're going to extend our water area here. So we again selected this flatten tool here, and we're going to increase the brush size, and then we're going to extend this water area here. Okay, and then we're going to enable our water plane. So as you can see that our water look like this. Okay, then we go back to our selection mode again, and now we're going to download the old temple model here. So for this we're going to use the kit based models, and we're going to install the cargo plugin for Unreal Engine to import those models. So first I'm going to show you that how you can download and install the cargo for your Unreal Engine. So in order to download the cargo for Unreal Engine, we go to this kitbase3d.com, then we go to this cargo tab here, and if you have Windows like me, you can download this download for Windows, or if you have Mac, you can download it for Mac, and I'm going to download it for Windows. And once you finish downloading cargo, you will find this zip file here called this cargo. Then we're going to unzip it, and we open this folder, and here we will find this kitbash cargo app here. So we're going to install this app, and after install it will update the required files, and then we click on this update and restart, and after restart you will find this cargo plugin here. So we're going to minimize this plugin, and now we're going to enable this cargo plugin to our Unreal Engine. So for this we go to the edit, then we go to the plugins, and in the search bar we type for cargo, and make sure that you enable this cargo plugin here, and then you have to restart your engine. Then just restart here. You will see the cargo logo over here. So go to this drop down list and click on this connect to cargo. And if you are unable to connect your Unreal Engine to cargo plugin here, just close your Unreal Engine and also restart your PC, and you will be able to connect with cargo. So we're going to open cargo plugin again. Then we go to this models here, and we're going to use some free assets. So we go to this access tab here and click on this free. So these are the free assets that we're going to use. So we're going to use this one. Just click, and here from you can change the resolution, and also you can change your Unreal Engine version. So we have this 5.5 version here. Just select this one, and here from you can also change the resolution of your texture. So the default is 4K, but I'm going to use this 2K edition for the sake of this tutorial here. But if you want to make it very high quality, you can use this 4K version. So I'm going to use this 2K edition here, and just click on this import. And once it import, we're going to minimize the cargo, and here you can see the asset. So if we move our camera here, you can see this is the asset that we downloaded from cargo. And now we're going to place it over here. And now we're going to do some correction to this model. So we're going to select this model here, and you can see that it's a blueprint. So if we go to this outliner section and click on this edit option here, we can now edit the blueprint. And then we go to this viewport here, and this is our model. And first we're going to delete this base here. So we're going to select this base here, and then just press delete. And also we're going to select those rocks here and delete them. Okay, just like that. And then we compile this and also close this. So this is our temple here. And now we're going to put this basement little bit higher. So we're going to select some of them. Okay. And now if we change our light position here. Okay, so this is our basic stuff. And now we're going to create a camera for our scene. So we go to this box option here. Then we go to the cinematic and create a cine camera actor. Then we go to this outliner section and select our cine camera actor and right click on it and click on this snap object to view. Then we go to this perspective and select our cine camera actor. So this is our camera view. And now we also going to create a sequence. So we go to the sequencer tab and click on this add level sequence. Then we're going to name our sequence as tutorial sequence and click on this save. So this is our sequence. And now we're going to drag our camera to our sequence. So we go to the outliner section and in the search bar we type for camera. So this is our cine camera actor. We're going to drag this camera over here. Then we're going to change some settings to our camera. So we select our camera component from here. Then we go to its details panel. First we go to this film back option and we change this preset to 16:9 DSLR. Then we go to the search bar and type for exposure. Here it is. We select this metering mode and we change this preset to manual. Then also we go to the exposure compensation tab, activate this, and we're going to increase the exposure compensation to 10. Then also we come over here to this current aperture value. We're going to decrease the aperture. Okay. And also we go to this current focal length. We're going to set to 15 here to make a very wide angle shot here. And also we're going to change the fog settings. So we go to this outliner section and clear this search bar and type for fog. So here it is the exponential height fog. We're going to decrease the value. So again we clear this search bar here and we go to this fog density. We're going to decrease the value. Okay, just like that. And also we're going to change our light position here. So we press and hold the Ctrl and L, and if we rotate our mouse, we can rotate our directional light. So I think this is a nice spot here. So we're going to drag this area over here. So for this again we go to our landscape mode to make this sculpting over here. So we go to the selection mode and select landscape. Then we select this flatten tool here and also decrease the brush size and also decrease the brush fall off. And then we select this peak here and we just extend it over here. Okay, so as you can see that we extend this land area over here and it look nice now. Okay, and also we're going to extend those clips over here and there also. So we back to our selection mode again and then we're going to select those clips model and just duplicate to extend it over here. And now we're going to duplicate this temple model over here and there. So we're going to duplicate it by press and hold the Alt key and just drag any axis. And maybe we can place it here. And we can also rotate it to look a little bit different here. And now we're going to download some tree model from Fab Marketplace again. So for the tree, I'm going to use this European hornbeam collection from Quixel. Just click on this add to project. And after download the tree asset, we go to this content browser, and here we find this folder called this European Hornbeam. So if we double click to open this folder, and then we click on this static mesh filter over here, and you can see all these trees in a single place here. And now we're going to put those trees over here and there. So we can use the foliage system, or we can manually put those trees here. So I'm going to manually put those trees over here and there. So we come over here. Then we're going to select this one and just bring it over here like this. Maybe increase its scale a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to duplicate this tree multiple times to fill this area here. Okay. And also I'm going to put some different trees over here and there. So maybe use this one. Okay. And now we're going to design these shore areas here. So for this, we're going to uncheck the static mesh filter from here. Then we go to this content drawer again, and we go to this geometry folder. Then we go to this mask folder here. Also open this BP folder. And here we can get some of this nice asset to design the shore areas here. So we come over here. So maybe we're going to use this one. So just bring it over here. And we rotate this. Place it a little bit down here. And maybe we're going to increase its scale a little bit more. Okay, like this. Then we're going to duplicate this and also rotate it over here. And also we change this coordinate to local. And also I'm going to put some assets over this side. So maybe use this one. And we're going to increase its scale like this. Okay, so as you can see that this area look very amazing here. Okay, and now I'm going to design this area as well by using the same assets. So I'm going to use this one over here. And this time I'm going to decrease the scale like this. and maybe use different one. So maybe use this one and we place it here, and then I dip it down. So I place this inside this water here, and also duplicate it over here. And also I'm going to disable this water plane now, so we can design this area. And now we're going to bring back our water plane. So I go to the outliner section and search for plane, and we enable this. Okay, so now you can see that this look more nice here. And here you can see that some of this hard shadow from these trees here, which is not look right. So we're going to fix this. So for this, we're going to select our water plane. Then we go to its details panel here, and then we go down and open this material. Just double click to open. Then in the search bar, we type for anisotropy, and here it is. So we're going to increase the value to 1 here. And now you can see that these hard shadows are gone. So if you see, you can see that this is the change we made here. Okay, just like that. And now the water look more nice here. So we save these settings and also close this window. So now you can see that our water look very nice here. And likewise, I'm going to design this side also by using the same technique here. So again, I duplicate this asset to this side. And now I'm going to put some trees over here as well. So for this, again, we go to this European Hornbeam folder here. Then we enable the static mesh filter. And now we're going to put the trees over here. So maybe you use this one and we place it here. And we're going to scale this tree a little bit higher. So press R and we increase its scale like this. So we're going to make it a very big tree here. And then we bring it down like this. So as you can see that we make it very big here. Likewise, we're going to duplicate this tree to this side as well. And we're going to rotate this. Okay. Then we're going to duplicate this tree one more time. And this time we're going to scale it down. Okay, so as you can see that I put several trees over here and there, and with this tree, this area look nice here. And now I'm going to put some root assets over here and there. So for this, we're going to download some asset. So for the root, I'm going to use this pack called this Electronic Dream Environment. And once you download the asset, you will find this folder called this Electric Dream Environment. Just double click to open. Then we go to this content folder and we're going to copy all of this asset from here. Just copy it from here by pressing Ctrl and C. And then we navigate to our actual project, which is called this tutorial project. Then we go to this content folder and here we're going to paste all the file. So just right click and paste. And after we copy all these files and folder to our actual project, we get all these assets over this content drawer here. So we're going to deselect the static mesh filter. Then we go to this content folder here. Then we go to this custom folder and here we get this root assets. So we're going to open this root test folder and here you can get these root assets here. So if we use this one, and as you can see that we get this root model here, but as you can see that the texture is very incorrect here. So basically there is no texture. So we have to put the texture manually. So we're going to download some texture from Fab Marketplace. So I'm going to download this pine bark material from Fab Marketplace. Just click on this add to project. So here is the material that we're going to use over this root model. So just bring it over here. Okay, so now you can see that this look nice. So we're going to use this. Okay, so as you can see that with these root assets, this area look very nice here. And also we have some IV stands. So if we go to this content browser again, and then we go to this custom folder, and here is the IV folders. So here is all these IV stands here. So we're going to use them as well. So maybe use this one. And then we're going to increase its scale and replace it here. Okay, and as you can see that it still have the same problem here. So we're going to retexture it again. So I'm going to use this material on this IV stands. So just click on this add to project. So this is the material and I'm going to apply. So now you can see that this look really amazing. So again, I'm going to use different IV stands. So I go to this content browser folder again. Then I go to this custom and go to this IV folder here. And here you can see so many nice IV stands here. So maybe use this one. So I designed this area a little bit and now we're going to design this temple here. So we come over here and use the same technique to design this temple here. So for this, again, we go to this custom folder here. So I go to this content, then we go to this custom and go to the IV stands here. And we're going to put this one over here. And again, we're going to put the material on it. So we go to this fab folder again. And then we go to this megascan folder. And I use this material here. So we just bring it over here. And then also we duplicate it. Okay. So I think you get the idea that how you can design this kind of area here. And now we're going to put some tree also here. So for this, we go to this European hornbeam folder again. So I go over here and then enable the static mesh filter. And then we're going to put some trees here as well. So I use the same tree over here. So this one. And this time I'm going to decrease the scale of this tree. So I press R and decrease the scale like this. Okay, so this is how you can design this temple here. And as you can see that this look really amazing. And now I'm going to use the same technique to design this area here. So I duplicate the same IV stand here. Okay, so as you can see that I designed this area and you can see that it look really amazing. So if I change my directional light position here, so you can see it properly. And also we going to decrease the fog density. So I go to this outliner section and search for fog. Here it is. And then we're going to decrease the fog density a little bit down here. Okay. So this look nice here. So this is how you can design this area here. And sometime maybe we're going to decrease the height of those rocks here. Okay, so this is how you can design this whole area here. So if I come over here, and now I'm going to put some other trees over here and there to make this area filled by those trees here. So if I change my light position here like this, you can see that this look really nice. And maybe this tree is floating here, so we're going to bring it a little bit down here like this. Okay, so now you can see that this look nice here. Okay, and now I'm going to download some other small plants to design this area a little bit more. So for this, I go to the Fab Marketplace. So as you can see that in Fab Library, we have so many nice plants. So you can download anything you want. So I'm going to download some of this plant from here. Okay, so I have downloaded some of these plants from Fab, and now I'm going to use those plants over here. So for this, I'm going to use the foliage system. So I go to the selection mode and select the foliage. And then I'm going to drag some of this plant from here. So maybe I use this one and these four plants, or maybe this one and this one, and drag it over here. And then first we select all of them, and then we go down and go to this density, and we're going to increase the value to maybe 200 here. And also I go over here, I uncheck this align to normal switch here, and then I'm going to start painting. So maybe I start from here. So I think you get the idea now. So we go back to our selection mode again and we press G. Okay. So now you can see that this is how our scene look like now. And we also have some other plants. So if I come over here, you can see that we have this kind of nice cat plants here. So we can just put them manually, or we can use the foliage system. But I think we can put it manually like this. So I hope you really get the idea. And now I'm going to show you some nice settings for our camera to get a nice result. So for this, we go to the sequencer tab and select our camera component from here. Then we come over here to this details panel. Then we go down. And we go to this chromatic aberration tab here, expand this, and we put little bit of chromatic aberration. So we put 0.5 here. So in that way, we get this chromatic aberration over here to this highlighted area here. And also we want to offset the start position. So we don't want this chromatic aberration entire the scene. We just want them to this edge area here. So we're going to increase this. So in that way, we only get this chromatic aberration to the edge area here, not this whole area. Then we go down here and we go to this lens flare, and we're going to enable the lens flare. So if we come over here and if we look at the sun, you can see this kind of lens flare happening here. Or and we're going to decrease the intensity little bit down, so we put 0.1 here, so we get very less amount of lens flare here. Okay, then we go down here and go to this image effect and we enable this vignette effect, so we can get nice vignette to our edges here like this. Or maybe we can decrease the value here. Okay, and then we go down and we go to this film grain option, expand this, and we put little bit of grain as well. So we put 0.5 over here, so we get little bit of grain to our scene here, which makes a very nice organic look to our scene. And now we're going to put some ambient particle effect. So we go to this content browser here, then we disable this filter here, and we go to this content folder. Then we go down and we go to this starter content folder here. Then we go to this particles folder, and here we get some of these ambient particles. So we're going to put this ambient particle over here. So as you can see that there are some particles that we have here. So it really gives a nice organic look to our scene. And also duplicate this particle system over here as well. Okay, so if we press G, we can get this kind of scene here. Okay, so now we're going to make a nice camera animation here. So maybe we start from here, then we go to the sequencer tab and we make a keyframe over here. So we go to this camera transform switch here and make a keyframe. And also we change this camera keyframe interpolation method to linear here. And we go to this camera keyframe interpolation method and we select this linear. Then we go to the very end frame here by clicking over here. And also we enable this auto keyframe switch here by clicking here. Then we go over here. And now if we play, you can see this kind of nice camera animation here. And now I'm going to show you that how you can render it in a high quality. So for rendering, first we're going to enable a plugin called Movie Render Queue. So I go to this edit, then I go to the plugins, and in the search bar we type for movie. And here is the plugin. So we're going to enable this one as well as this Movie Render Queue additional render passes. Click yes. And we have to restart our engine. So just click on this restart now. And also we have to save our progresses. And after restart, we're going to reopen our level. So we minimize this plugin bar. Then we go to content drawer here and we open our level. So in this case, the tutorial is the level. Just double click to open this level and also minimize this fab bar here. Then also open the sequencer and also enable the camera. So this is our scene and now we're going to render it. So we go to the window, then go to the cinematics and click on this movie render queue. Then we go to this render tab and select our actual sequence. So in this case, tutorial sequence is the actual sequence. Just select this one. Then we go to the settings tab and click on this unsafe config. First, we're going to delete this JPEG sequence because we don't want to render our scene as a JPEG sequence. So we're going to delete this one. Then we go to the settings. First, we select this anti-aliasing and we put the value 16 over this temporal sample count. And also click on this override anti-aliasing. And also click over here, that is the use camera cut for warm up. And also click on this render warm up frames. Then we go to the settings again, go to the camera. And we select this shutter timing from frame center to frame close. And also click on this overscan percentage override. Then again go to the settings and click on this console variables. And we're going to put a console variable for screen percentage. So I click on this plus switch. And here we type r.screen percentage. And here is the console variable which is r.screen percentage. And we put the value 100 here. Then again, we put another console variable for depth of field. So just click on this plus switch. And in this tab, we type r.depth of field. So here is the console variable called this art.depth of field quality, and I put the value 4, which is maximum. Then we go to the settings tab again and go to the game override, and we don't need to change anything here. And again we go to the settings and click on this high resolution, and also we click on this override subsurface scattering. Then again we go to the settings and we select the EXR sequence, and then finally go to the output, and here from you can choose the directory that where you want to save your renders, and also you can increase or decrease the resolution as you want, and also you can change the frame rate as you want. So in this case we select this 23.976, but you can also select the 60 fps if you want. So maybe select this 23.976 and just click on this accept, and then just click on this render local and your file will be ready. And in my previous video, I show you that how you can combine all this EXR sequence into a nice video file, as well as how you can do some color corrections. So I hope you get all the ideas, and also check my Patreon page for this project file. So I hope you get the idea. So this is for today, and I am Amit, and you will see in my next video. So till then, take care and bye bye.